Welcome back to Call a Spade a Spade. If you're new here, we thank you guys for joining. And if you've been with us, welcome back, Spade family. Today's topic will be about obedience and how God's obedience is the most important thing we have to follow. We hope you guys are enjoying these episodes as much as we are making them. So with all that being said, sit back, relax, and let's get into it.
You the lead, Mo.
Oh, I thought you was doing all that. I don't even know the intro, but listen, here, call it a spade. I'm here with my guy. I got my boy Cam, looking fresh to death like always. I got my boy E. And trust me, we in store for something real big right now because me and E was going back and forth a little bit, but I just know this is gonna hit somebody. So Cam hit me this week and he was just like, I forgot what you asked me, Cam. You was like, what's the topic for this the podcast? I'm thinking in my head, he's about to do it. And I put obedience. I was confident, done did it and everything. This man told me, I said, all right, you leading it. I'm like, come on, bro.
I love it.
Don't do that.
It's amazing.
Don't do that. But no, but I appreciate it because what he was doing is that's a brother in Christ for me. He was putting me in a not uncomfortable position. He knew I could do it. And also it's all about delegating. Anything we do in life, you gotta delegate to others. So I appreciate you doing that, giving me the opportunity to do this. But we're just gonna start off, man. How's life? We're gonna go with you, Ken. How's life right now? What is anything changed? Because we haven't been on here in a little while,
We
so
haven't been on
I
here a
know a
little
lot
while.
has changed. So
Man,
go ahead, let's start with that. What things changed for you since that last episode?
boy, it has been all over the place. Up, down, all around. But I mean, with that, I think it's been more. I've loved it though. I've loved it because it's shown me exactly how God is moving. Like we love to say, don't get too comfortable. I think I got a little too comfortable. And that's okay. But he immediately moved me out of it. And just this week alone, I fasted this week because I had so many events going on. I got to be present for the Street Preachers podcast with Pastor Phil and Pastor Tim Timberlake. Amazing experience. And then right after that, I had a worship night at my church on Friday evening. And then this morning, I had basically like a kind of a forum like this, but just for a group of guys at a barbershop. And the way I fasted for this week, I think has just been like a great setup to coming into the new year. And I think it was like, man, I wish I could have like recorded it and showed you guys in real time, like how everything happened. Cause it was an experience, man. I loved the way God kind of even like pushed me to even do it this week. And again, life overall just kind of showing me how like being patient is a very big like part of where I am right now, and I've embraced that patience. So with embracing that, I've learned to see the process of everything going on, and it's been fantastic. Honestly, I mean, even with the downs, it's been fantastic because it's been a learning experience through those downs. Um, Man, I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning purposely, not like accidentally. I purposely set my alarm to wake up at 5 o'clock this morning and pray over my house and just go into like a deep prayer to end off my fast. And it was like then leading, like I said, to the other forum I had later, and then knowing I was coming to this later on today. Hey man, this has been it's been pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, ups and downs, it's still been great though. So that's how my life has been going. So
If you don't mind sharing a little before ego, mind sharing me like I know you told me about that experience that you had obviously with the podcast with Tim Timberlake and also Phil. This how that night was for you.
yo, when I say like I said, the presence of God was there for sure. No doubt about it. Just even setting up to it, like I even told my wife, leading into it, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna start this fast because I don't want to just go for a podcast to see two guys talk. Like that's not the experience I want. I want to feel the presence of God as a minister because that's what they're doing as well as minister. And I
I
mean,
mean,
just even leading up to this point, I dedicated, a minimum of 3 hours to God each day, just to kind of like get myself like in a position where I'm like, okay, it's me and you. It's even to the point where I even tell my wife. My wife wanted me to go do something with him, with her and my son. And I was like, hey, look, I want to go, but I'm gonna be with my father right now. I'm gonna really get it like invest into the word because of tomorrow being the day, and even just being in that building, bro. I mean, seeing that many people, seeing that many followers of Christ, all there for the same goal, and just to all be like feeling that presence of God in there, bro. It was like it's really an experience that everybody has to feel for themselves at some point in time. Like, I don't care where y'all go, how you experience it, but if they have another one, just know I'm there. Y'all are there too, because I'm gonna make sure that y'all there. Like, I've never like I'm gonna make sure that y'all there somehow. I don't know how we gonna get you over here. You
Yeah, I was
we
just
gonna
about to
get you
say
there
I
though.
might be still overseas.
We gonna get you there though, bro. I'm telling you, because it was, bro. When I tell you, like, for example, uh, they prayed before. You know, we're supposed to start
Amen.
at 7. They started at like 6:40. There was a, they prayed over every the situation that was like everything that was going on. They prayed before we even started the like entire worship session. So I'm like praying before the worship. Okay. Then we went into worship. Worship was amazing, and then Pastor Phil and Pastor Tim came up, and Pastor Phil just, I had no intentions of going to the altar. I'm gonna put that out there right now. As I was sitting there, I'm like, okay, I'm good, man. Like everybody know my struggle with mental health and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm good, man. Like I already know what I'm doing. Like I done prayed about it, I'm fasting about it. I'm here to like really, get out, take some notes. My notebook was empty. I was so like stuck from just like hearing. But before that, bro, he's like, it's a healing in the room, bro. And he's like, you know what? Somebody, he's like, he's like, I'm gonna say nothing. He's like, I'm gonna count to 3 and everybody gonna come down here. He said, you got to come down here. He said, I don't care how fast you got to make your way down here. Now, mind you, if I can, I'm gonna try to put it in here somewhere or post it on like on social media. But I was up like I was pretty high up there, right on the stairs. Like I wasn't like on the floor or nothing like that. But he said 3, 2, 1, and I don't know what it was, but my body just moved. I didn't even think I was gonna do it, but by the time I realized it, I'm like the first person at the altar, pretty much like on hands and knees, just crying. You know what I mean? Like and just feeling the presence
Glory.
in that space. And it was amazing because
Yes.
it didn't matter who was around, it didn't matter who was watching me, what anybody thought about me, why he down there crying like that. Like I didn't care. You go, hey, look, like I cried on here before, so it didn't matter to me to cry, in person
Amen.
somewhere else, So it was just amazing, bro, for real.
I needed to be
Man.
there. Man.
E, what's new, big dog? Talk to me. What's new? What's going on? You know Carson Waters, and I know you
Uh,
was here recently, so in the States. So what's going on? Talk to me.
but not really new. Got to see my family. I was happy for that. My first Thanksgiving in probably like 7, 8 years. Like it's been a minute, so that was a good feeling. That probably was like the only good feeling I've been feeling, like since the last time we had the podcast. Other than that, everything just been like down. I can say like going through the motions, but like functionally. Like I've been functionally going through the motions. Doing what I need to get done, but I haven't been in the presence. I haven't been in prayer. I haven't been reading my word. Like I'll literally come in the crib and just sit and be stuck. Like sometimes the TV don't it be on, but nothing be playing. And I'll just sit and just be just stuck. Like don't knowing what's next, trying to figure out like what I'm finna do next, figure out the situation I'm in, just trying to get out of my head because I've been more in my head lately. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful where I'm at. I'm very grateful. But me being me, I'm just so like ambitious. And it's like when I get to like a level, I'm like, "Bro, I can reach this level. I gotta get here. Like, and I be want to get there quick, fast. Like I can get there now. Cause I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. But sometimes like patience are really like I won't say humble you, but make you feel like you stagnant or you're not progression in a sense because you're not where your mind wants you to be at. But man, it just been kind of tough, kind of rough for me because man, bro, it's a lot like family stuff and then just hooping, being away from home, and then just getting that feeling of being with family and then having to leave again. It's like man, like you get that it's like a teaser. You get that teaser feeling, and I just be wishing like that was my situation because for me, like my kids mean everything to me. So just being with my kids, it make me feel whole as a person. Like I can still be doing my job and like, all right, I can go home to my kids. Like I'll be happy. Like nothing what I did throughout the day gonna make me mad once I walk in the door and I see my kids or like anything like that. So it's been it's been a blur.
How was that for you, E? You said 7 years. Like that's a long time. If anybody just share like the hardness of that, and then just ending with like, dang, you got that time, but then they got taken away again. Like, how you able to navigate through those things? That's tough.
Bro, that's tough. I feel like people say you gotta be mentally strong, but you gotta be mentally crazy. And being honest, bro, anybody that wanna be away from their family that long is a crazy individual. 'Cause, bro, just experiencing that, just seeing like my girls play with each other, like, bro, stuff that I'm missing, little small things that I'm missing, bro. it made my mind in a sense feel like, bro, I don't need to be doing this. Like at one point I'm like, bro, I don't want to go back. Like my flight got delayed and got canceled to the next day. Bro, I kept praying to God, like, let it go this day to the next day. Like I wanted to be a little bit longer because like that experience for me, bro, it was great. Like just being able to financially do stuff for like my family and be present and be there, like that made me feel like a father instead of just being like a dad. Like I'm away from home. When I'm away, I feel like I'm being a dad. But being there made me feel like I was a father because I got to do certain things with my kids and just be with them, like see their personalities, see how they is. But bro, it's tough. Like I ain't even gonna lie. Like I have like 8 hours to fly over here, so I'm just talking to myself the whole time. Like, bro, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. All right, E, you got this time. Like just trying to map out how much time I got left until I actually go home. Like, you gotta just be numb in a sense, bro. Like my first 2 years, I had to just be numb because I knew this is what I wanted to chase. And after a while, you just get used to that. Situations change. I got kids, so it's like situations definitely change. So it's tough, but boy, it ain't for the weak.
Man, you doing great, bro. And um, when I was trying to decide what to do on this topic, and it's crazy to think that I went to a Bible study on Friday, and at the Bible study, Cam, the first thing the guy, I look at the board on the whiteboard, it said obedience. And I'm sitting there looking like I looked at the person next to me and I said, but you can't tell me God ain't real. Because like that's literally what me and Cam had spoke about because I think well, I know we're in that current season right now. But basically right now with me, man, is just being obedient to what God's called me to do and knowing that being obedient is tough, right? So God is putting me in a role where before the transition, everything that's new to me is now I'm used to being a person where I like hiding behind a leader because if anything, I can hide from arrows or the persecution you feel from people. And now that I'm that person, I'm humble about it because people I don't have an arrogance about it. And it's like people are looking at me now, and I'm looking like, bro, I never been taught these things. So the best teacher is the Bible. So I just been in the Word. I've been watching YouTube more, obviously with different pastors and leaders, um, theologians, all that. And now I'm still doing less of games. Like I'm a gamer. You ain't been on the game before. So the hardest thing God just told me to be obedient with, He said I need to be out the game for a year.
Jeez, but when I came over your house, she was on the game, so I already know how that's gonna be.
Yeah, so it's been, but the thing is, my knowledge of him is better. I feel him more present with me now. Because if anything, my thoughts were more about the game. Now it's more on him and how can I help people. So basically, he was saying I was turning that into an idol and it was distracting me. So that's basically what I know it's going to do. So the first question, I'm gonna have E answer this. When did you obey God even when it was hard?
More so when it came to like last year, basically, like my attitude and like my ego in a sense, like I'm big on where I'm from the city. You know what I'm saying? So I always carry that with me.
Jeez.
So I just always thinking like I'm not better than everybody, but he can't mess with me. This person can't mess with me. Like just in a sense of where I know everything, but I don't. Like I'm not saying I do, but that's how I carry myself and that's how I'll be. So it was at one point like last year when I was in Freeburg, I think I was playing bad for like 2 games, and my coach was kind of like worried about me. But I'm more so like, oh, you ain't got to worry about me, man. I'm good. Like I do this. Like it's gonna be okay. But one day I just sat and I was just sitting and I was watching TD Jakes. Matter of fact, I watched TD Jakes, and it was talk about like killing your ego to something that you want. And I'm like, well, I feel like he talking to me, like he talking to me about killing my ego. But I'm like, bro, I ain't got no ego. This just me. This where I'm from, and that changed me in the sense of just learning how to still have my confidence but not let it flare off so much to where it's looking like I'm bigger than everybody or God is I'm not grateful for what God gave me. So that was the point with just killing my ego. But even though I still like carry myself very confident, but like I don't vocalize it too much. If God was to tell me today your last day hooping, I would lead a game, I'll be okay with that. Get what I'm saying? Like, despite how I feel about who I am as a person, who I am as a basketball player, I'll be okay with that because he blessed me with all these things. Like he gave me this. Like my ego is died to that. Like in a sense where it's like, nah, God, you tripping. Like I ain't doing none of that. Like this is what I do. Like I can do this like with my eyes closed. But it's like I can't feel that way because I don't know what he has in store next for me. So I don't want to feel like I'm going against him. And then when something bad happens to where I get injured on the court and then I don't know where to look, I don't know where to turn. So just that was the time where I felt like I had to be obedience, which is killing my ego and not let my attitude jeopardize like my career and where I wanted to be at. So it was tough for me. I ain't gonna lie. It was very tough, bro. Like, when I say tough, because that's instilled in me where I'm from. Like not ego, but just confidence, pride. Like you gotta have that to make it out where I'm at. So it's like I always had that. It's doing something your whole life and you get somewhere where it's like, nah, you gotta stop doing this. You can't keep doing this. It's like, nah, bro, you tripping. This the recipe, but it's not the recipe. When you come in to God, like you gotta kill everything. And that was one of the things that I really had to kill because I had that. It was like a drug for me to really have that ego and that confidence where it's like, I don't care what you talking about. I know who I'm gonna be. I know where I'm gonna be at, like, and I'm gonna get it done. But it was like, nah, like you rubbing people the wrong way. You having people thinking that you're over arrogant, you're overconfident, and your work is not showing. Therefore, when it's time to show up, you're not showing up. You keep telling your coach, nah, I got this. This is what I do. But it's like, nah, like you gotta kill this ego and this pride, and then I'm gonna show you what you really can do, like how you can take it to another level. And ever since I did that, bro, like I've just been climbing up. Like even here where I'm at, like bro, I could easily have an ego and a pride because
Yeah.
everything I said I was gonna do by getting back here, I did it. But I'm more humble because of the steps that God took me through and how I had to get back to this point, and I know how hard it was, and I would have never did it without killing certain things. So, nah, that was probably the one thing.
You gotta go did that. So I'm actually the next question then. What does obedience with God look like? I'll answer this first. What I put is surrender. So basically his will over mine. I said not judging, I mean not just hearing the word, but living in the word. And also I said love and I said listening and also following. So what do you think, E? Or actually Cam, the question I asked next. Oh, Cam, I don't know if you want to answer the first one since you just got back.
Yeah, what's up?
So it's when did you obey God even when it was hard?
I think when I really got when even was hard. I think when it came down to answering my calling for him, just recently, like I told you, I think I don't think I ever said it on here, have I? No,
Hey, this
I
is
never.
you got the
You guys
floor,
realize
my
that
guy.
we haven't done it in a minute, so I have never actually.
Talk to him, talk to him, talk to him.
But I think it was me being able to finally say, "Okay, God, I'm going to listen to your calling," and kind of looking to want to join ministry. So actually, like, go to Bible school, all that stuff like that. Um, I think it was that because it was more of like, all right, I don't want to do it, but if you're calling me to it, I got to answer it. Um, and he was putting stuff in my pathway to kind of see that this was exactly where I was going to go. Even as my time in the military prolonged, as I'm still waiting to get out, it was like, okay, but it's because you still haven't been obedient to what I'm calling you to. So you're going to get out and do what? Like something I don't want you to do anyways, but I'm going to make sure that you stay in here long enough to get it. And I think now with that, it was more so just like, okay, well, what does it look like for me to even do that? For one, to even start, I had to really look at my relationship with Christ. Okay, am I really getting my word enough? Am I really, leading my family the right way? Am I leading my youth students the right way? Like, am I really putting as much time as I should into God? Because if not, me going to school is gonna do nothing for real. So it even kind of changed the way I read the Bible, with how I was intentional with it, like really studying like where everything comes from. Most people just read the Bible and just reading like, okay, I got this out of it. That was nice. But no, like understanding where people are at in the Bible at that time, learning
Amen.
these, like important things that are in there that you really have to really search for the Greek meaning of words. I know how important those things were until you kind of go into depth about it. But even kind of doing that now is been like, okay, I'm obedient to it by really like leaning into what you've been calling me to anyways. So, and it was tough because I was like, I don't know though. Like, I don't think I want to do this. Like, I really don't. Like, yeah, that's for some people cool, but maybe this is just what I'm supposed to do right here, right? Like, this is good enough, right? He's like, no, it's still, this is only a small bit of where I want you to go. And it even kind of showed with how I do Bible study with my homeboys here. I got a group of guys, but I do Bible study every other Tuesday or so. It just kind of had like, I went into preparing with that. And I was like, okay, well, I can't tell these guys to do it this way, and I don't do it myself that way. Now I'm just coming and bringing them something that, is like, halfway done and ain't really like as good as it should be, because I decided to neglect the time and really hone in on the skill that he's putting in front of me to kind of like learn now. So once I kind of put all that to the side and was like, you know what, I kind of like he said, like ego. When I put my ego to the side and kind of realized that, hey, you can't be selfish. You can't be selfish with what you want. It's either God's way or no way, really. So,
As you was talking, Cam, I'm asking you a question, and I feel like you can answer it. Why? And I feel like somebody's listening to this. Why do you think most Christians, I won't say most, I'll say some Christians, when they get, obviously, it's like when they step into faith, right? You obey that. What do you think stops them from taking that next step? Or if anything, what stops you from taking that next step?
it's gonna be very plain and simple, honestly. People know this. Your flesh. You you still battle with your flesh. People don't know it. We like to
Hmm.
uh, take Paul for example, right? Everybody thinks Paul was a great person, yes, and people like to very hype Paul up a lot. But in reality, I mean, in Romans 8, it shows he says, the things I don't want to do, I still do. Like he still battles with these things, and because of that, it shows, hey, it don't matter what part that you get to, you're not going to be above what the struggle is. So I think people kind of, and they go and they think, oh, I'm in this honeymoon phase with God, like I'm good. But then they don't have those trials yet. They don't have those. They think, oh, everything will be peaches and cream, so I'm good. Like I'm with God now, I'm straight. And that's not the case. And it kind of shows you, hey, trials is a part of this walk with Christ. The more you walk with him, the more trials get tougher. It's just the fact that if your faith is not there, then you kind of missing out on something. I kind of started putting to myself was that, and I was sitting there reading, I think it was, no, I wasn't Romans. So I wasn't Romans, and it kind of like, it was like I said, I was talking about faith, and I came down to the conclusion of faith without Christ is facts, right? And I kind of labeled down what facts was, and facts being, F being false. Basically, facts all together was false assurance compiled through selfishness, because we can be very selfish at a time to kind of put facts over what faith is. And in reality, faith is just the proof that we can't see. So we try to put a lot of stuff behind what we can see in this early age or early stage of like, oh, but I want this, but because like, but I gotta have facts to get it there. Like, God, I'm not
Yeah.
seeing enough from you. Hey, give me a sign, God. And God is like, bro, I gave you 30 already. And again, it goes back to your, like you said, obedience. And we're not obedient enough to be like, okay, I'm obedient enough to have the faith that He's called me to have, so I can continue moving forward. And that's kind of where it is. And we, again, like I said, fall short because our flesh will tell us that we're not doing enough, but in reality, we're doing exactly what God has called us to do, and the way that He's called us to do it. So I think that's what kind of gets us at our very early start.
Beautifully said. E, what about you? What you think is stopping other people, or do you think stopping you from taking that next step? And you
Now
can
he
be, I
just
want
basically
you,
said it. Just flesh.
hey,
Like for me,
I want
it's
to hear you.
flesh.
They say, I want E. They love you, E. I need to hear E.
It's flesh. Real life. Nah, it's flesh. Like he said with Paul, like for me, like I still do some of the things that I don't want to do. You get what I'm saying? Like this last, like since the last podcast, I still been doing some of the things that I don't want to do. But it's like when I get in a space where it's like I said, going through the motions, but functionally. When I get in that space, bro, like that's what I end up turning to. I end up turning to just that of like, cause it's a comfort for me because for me, I've been by myself so long overseas, like bro, been just me. Like it'll be days where like I don't talk to nobody, like nobody all day. I just come here and it's like, bro, at some point that get lonely and that play on your mental. Like you can sit and watch TV all day, but bro, it's no better feeling than having a conversation or just being around love or being around people that you love because while going through that journey just by yourself it's hard, bro. Like, yeah, you gonna go through the journey by yourself with God, but just having like y'all for a sense. Like I told you, bro, before the podcast started, like, bro, I was walking, but I was stepping like in war, like it's hot war. Like I'm like, all right, hold up. And then I started walking more just because I was more comfortable to be able to express myself and let somebody know where I'm at instead of just saying like, all right, I'm here. Boom. I just read this one verse and I'm gonna be here. But I ain't. Like that ain't what it is. I'm around people who walking through it, who've walked through it. So it's like for me to have y'all to be able to be in my ear and let me know like, you know what? Now we finna have a Bible. We finna have a Bible study right now. Like we finna listen, we finna talk about this. I'm like, okay, all right, this quick, this fast. Like, they owe me, so right. It's like different, and it's this last few months or a month and a half since we didn't do the podcast, bro. I just been in that same space again where it's like stuck,
Mhm.
stagnant, like not knowing where to go, bro. I have my Bible sitting right on the table. Like my Bible is literally right here. Like I still got the thing where you said take it to the game with you. I take it to the game with me, but I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it like where it's like let me
Yeah.
really get into it, and I'll have it right here next to me and just be sitting in my thoughts like bro, why I feel like this, like what's next? Like, I don't know where to turn, I don't know where to move. And it's like I'll turn to those things that I don't want to do. And it's like I like the flesh be eating, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. It be eating. I'm sorry. It be eating, but that's the thing though. Like I can always say, bro, before a game, I always talk to God. And I hate doing that because when I do it, it make me feel like don't just talk to him like I'm talking to him for a game. But I always start off with the Heavenly Father. I know I haven't been speaking to you like as consistently as I should be, but bear with me. Like I don't know what season I'm in. I don't know what I'm going through, but just know I'm not leaning away from you. I'm just going through something that I don't know how to get out of. And then I go for my prayer when it comes to help me with this game. Like allow me to go out there and be safe, no injuries. Just making sure that he know, like, bro, I ain't going nowhere. Like, ain't like I'm finna go over here and just be, nah, I ain't doing this no more. Like, I'm just in a space where, bro, I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like, bro, I used to watch Pastor Phillips. Can't tell you last time I cut it on, Mo. And I be on YouTube so much. I go to highlight. I see it on my thing. I go straight to highlights. I go to a comedy or something. Ain't even watching because I be like, bro, what's in my spirit that's making me try to get away from not watching this or making me feel like, bro, you just in a place where you just gotta be at right now. And I don't be knowing how to get out because, bro, I don't know. I just be like, man, like, all honesty, bro. When Cam was just talking, bro, I know you see me. I kept wiping my eyes. It felt like I was about to cry, bro.
Let
Like
it out.
real life, like real life. I don't know why I felt like that. I'm like, I can't cry right now. Like I ain't trying to do this. Like, but
Man, I
it's
cry.
making me feel like that, bro, because bro, I've been feeling like hurt. Like you know how like
Yeah.
you hurt, but you still gotta go to work. I still gotta go do this and still gotta do that. Gotta be something for people. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, I'm hurting, but I still gotta go out here and perform. I still gotta go to practice and still be a good teammate. I still gotta walk in these streets that I'm in and still be a good person. Like I don't want to go out here and give out no bad image of myself. But when I come back in the crib, bro, I'm just like stuck in a place where I'm like, bro, I don't know if I'm hurting. I don't know if I'm depressed. I don't know what's going on. Like, bro, one day I thought I'm like, bro, this might be my last days here. Like I'm just thinking in my head, like, bro, this might be the end. Cause what's going on? Like I'm feeling weird. I was at a high and I was like, I'm at the bottom of a low. But it's like, all right, I'm digging. Like, let me get up out of here. But don't know how to fly out. I want to fly out. I don't want to dig. I want to fly out, bro. Like for real. So it's like, bro, man.
Hey,
No,
man, first of all, I love you, bro.
for
I,
sure.
I love how authentic you are. And life comes in seasons. Think that last time, like Cam, I won't post speak on a podcast, he was going through a dark time. Um, Cam actually came to me recently. He was going through some stuff. And the thing is, I was going through my stuff as well. So that's why community is important, right? And that's why that's one thing I wrote down. You said how the people that surround you, that you surround yourself, is very key. What voices you hearing? So, like for example, I got Cam. I got a lot of husbands in my corner now. Where, like for example, today I was dealing with something. I was able to call a brother in Christ, like, bro, I need help with this. He was more on the business side of things, and he told me, hey, this is how you handle it. I wasn't calling the most toxic people. I didn't go to the most toxic video. I didn't go in the party chat where people are just talking about the wrong things. And I know that's what God was separating that from me, because now it was easier to get through, because now I'm able to express myself to somebody that's a believer. That's not going to tell me what I want to hear. He gonna be real, he's gonna be truthful, and you're gonna have scripture behind it. So I can't be mad because, hey, we all know the word is true. Right. And another thing is, I saw another video where a pastor said this. He was like, a lot of people say they're not hearing from God, but their Bible's closed. Like, your Bible's closed. Now looked at me, that was me. For a long time, I wasn't hearing from him. And I'm just like, man, why I ain't hearing from God? It was because my Bible was closed. So I just, in this season that you're in, bro, me and Keon, we got our phone numbers. Let us know. The enemy wants you to do this alone. Do not do this alone, bro. That's why we have
Tell it
community, bro.
so hard.
And
Yeah.
that's why we here. I don't care what time it is. I don't care what I'm doing. I told Ken the same thing. Ken was going through something. I'm on the phone in practice. He a basketball bouncing
You got.
because I wanted to let I
You
wanted them
answer
let him know.
us.
I want to let him know I'm here.
Yeah.
Then one time he called me. I couldn't answer at that time because he was like, I was like, ask him. I was on the phone like, I want to be here for you, but and then I ended up calling him back. But listen, I let him know I didn't forget. I called him back. He said, "Man, I'm good now, Mo." So I know that made him feel good because I told when the moment he dealt with when I went up there with Solo and Promise, when we went up there, at that moment I want to let him know I ain't going nowhere. I ain't gonna be that person that say I'm here for you, and then when things get hard, I dip. Whatever you experiencing, hardship, suicidal thoughts, I don't care what it is. I ain't gonna judge you. Pornography, listen, I'm just gonna be real on here
Be real.
because the culture try to stay away from those things. No, let's talk about that. We can talk about this.
For sure.
Because I
Already
Hey,
want
talking.
you to know, I don't care what you dealing with,
like,
sex,
bro, you
anything, bro. You can't holler at me.
Hold on, I don't do that.
Let's have that conversation.
nah,
There's no real talk. Let's
real
have
though.
that conversation, bro.
All jokes aside, bro. Honestly, like the way I've been kind of moving throughout my heart posture, I think this would be the helpful thing for you. You said something that I've been using, right? You said I don't know where to go, right? And for me, I remember it was just literally just happened like probably a couple nights ago. My wife was like, she told me something, and I was like, yeah, I have nowhere else to go. And what I meant by that was like, I have nowhere else to go but to God. Like I have my heart posture is in that way of like, I don't care what else looks like I need to go there. Like I have nowhere else to go but to God. And I think if we can get in that heart posture, or more people can, flow in that, they'll start to see like a more of a change, bro. And I think it could help you. Like whenever you feeling like that, bro, immediately I think, okay, there's nowhere else I can go but to God. Like when I called Mo the other day, and I say I was actually having a mental breakdown. I still battle and struggle through my times of mental health. So I was having a mental breakdown. I was in a park in a car by myself. It was raining and everything. Like I was just sitting there, car off. But I noticed something that's changed in me before. Like before, I would leave my house and I would have like a bunch of random crap. You know what I mean? But when I left my house, I even left my wallet this time. But I remember to grab my phone so that my wife can reach me or anybody can reach me, and then I also grabbed my Bible, and that was the only two things I grabbed. And I remember sitting in the park, bro, and I remember having my Bible open. And that was actually like what I needed. It wasn't like I was running away from something, but it was actually like I was running to God. Like, hey, this is the most quiet place I have right now. Like there's a lot of thoughts running through my head while I'm at my house, and all these other places like that. So I'm running to a park where there's nobody out here. It's raining, it's cold, so ain't nobody gonna be out there. And I have my Bible open, bro. And from that point forward, like I said, I put in my head like there's nowhere else I can go to but to God. I mean, and I think, like I said, people can get that more into like their thought process. It can help them be like a way out. Because again, like you said, and I called him after I got done reading my Bible. I was like, you know what? Like sometimes I realized, bro, you can't be upset, worried, and read the Bible. Like it's so impossible to do. You can't be sad. You can't be depressed. Like reading the Word, bro. It's like you're gonna read it and you're gonna be like, whoa, wait a minute, bro. It's gonna start making you think to the point where it's like everything she was thinking about before, it's already gone. And I've run into that multiple times where I'm like, I'm sitting in my head, bro. I'm like, God, dog, bro, like, man, what's going on? And next thing you know, I open my Bible and I'm like, wait a minute, this says this, and this goes with this, and you start piecing stuff together where you completely forgot about it. Now I'm not even depressed no more. And that was just for me actually sitting down and be like, hey, God, I'm opening up your word when I'm going through these thoughts because that's what he wants, bro. He wants us to bring all this to him. Like he cares for this. You know what I mean? And a lot of people like think, oh, it's so small. Like you said, even for your games, we may think, oh, this is the only time I come to him, but keep praying it. You know what I mean? It's still a conversation that you're having with him. That's showing him right there that I'm not out of his mind. He still knows to call me at a game, which means that he still knows that he can call on me later on. Now I just need him to start putting to effect later on as it's not a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
Well said, my guy. But God put it on this heart. I've been reading Genesis. So I'm gonna read Genesis 6, verses 11 through 14. It says, "Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight, and the earth was filled with wickedness. God saw the earth was God saw how corrupt the earth was, for every creature had corrupted its way on earth. Then God said to Noah, I have decided to put an end to every creature, for the earth is filled with wickedness because of them. Therefore, I am going to destroy them along with earth. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood and make rooms in the ark and cover it with a pitch of inside and out." So as I was reading this, something that helps me in PLJ is I put myself like I'm there, right? So thinking this time, a whole bunch of chaos, and also I think it's just corresponding with what we're dealing with in today's age, where we see so much sinful things. It's to a point people are worshiping the devil and they're more bold about it. They're not even hiding it. So in this space, notice that um, God told Noah to do something, right? So the question I have next tied to this is, what is God telling you to be obedient in that is culturally different? So for example, me, I know he's aligned me with the youth because I feel like when it comes to youth, society is throwing fluff around it. So for example, I was talking to a youth of kids and came to me and the first thing they told me, man, I had 28 points this game. I said, cool. I said, so then I'm talking to him. I said, how's your relationship with God? Instantly shoulders drop. I said, no, look, I ain't here to bash you. I'm having a conversation. How's your relationship with God? Because I know before I wasn't, I know God wants me to be obedient. That's culturally different. Because now we can celebrate that 28 points. That's not getting you to heaven. So that I'm just being real with you. All right. So how's your relationship with God? They said, oh, I ain't been to church since Sunday. I mean, they say I used to go, but I don't go as much. Other guy was just like, he hit me with this, and I'm glad he said this. I ain't despising these churches, but yeah, the baptism, but baptism is not it. That is not it. He said, oh, I got baptized. I said, I ain't getting you to heaven. He looked at me and I said it. I didn't say it with, yeah, I ain't getting you to heaven. I said, I ain't getting you to heaven. He looked at me and shook my hand. He said, man, that's real, bro. I appreciate that. And then after that, with that conversation, because people don't think kids want truth, they do want truth.
one truth.
They do want that. But the thing is, the way I said it was culturally different. But then it was like, the reason why I was different, that's what drew their attention. Like, oh, he ain't playing with me. Because now I got a standard. They're going to know when they come around me. Because before I used to be around sinners, I ain't talking about God. I lower my standards to them. No, now you got to up your standards with me. When you with me, we going to talk about God. I don't care where I'm at, basketball, we going to talk about God. But that's culturally different. Because some people, with that, knowing that's going to separate myself from other people. And in that, that's fine. I'm still gonna show, hey, I'm still gonna love on you. So that's just an example for me when I was experiencing that. I'm like, then that'd be a good question to ask. Because I knew culturally I was putting me in the space of me coaching, right? That I used to be a former coach, now I'm just helping coaches, me doing youth. Hey man, I don't need you to sugarcoat none with them. I need you to be real, but in the place of love. So Cam, what do you think? What is God trying to have you be obedient that you think is culturally different?
Well, I think it's culturally different. I won't say what we're doing right now. Well, it is kind of what we're doing right now, but no, that's what we're doing right now. I mean, when you look at the environment that I'm around every day at work, people, you don't really find a lot of followers of Christ in the military. Everybody's kind of about their own little business. They don't have time for church. They don't want to make time for church. They used to go to church. When they joined, they just stopped going to church because now they're free. And a lot of the young people that come in, it's like, hey, I used to go to church with my parents, but now I'm able to not go. You know what I mean? You know how you get that first sense of freedom to where it's like your choice to go to church or not. I think that's what a lot of people are experiencing. So I think I had a guy come up to me, tell me the other day. He was like, "Yeah, bro." He's like, He's like, He just randomly, like we were having a conversation. He randomly was like, "Yeah, bro, I like your podcast, bro." He's like, I seen it, but I don't feel like I'm in a position to do it. Like I don't." And I was like, "Oh, why not?" Um, because people feel like that it's the way we live in, the way that we work, and all that stuff like that. The people I'm around, I can't be a part of it. Like, I don't feel like I can jump into it. But I think what God has been showing me, like I said, why I'm still kind of in position I'm in, is to kind of open up that branch of, hey, you can walk this life with faith, and in Christ, and be, around other people. Like I think, like you said, Mo, just like not holding yourself back. when you go around sinners. You know, like we never seen Jesus hold himself back from what he is around. Let's be real.
Boy, I'm glad you said that, boy.
You know, so for us to even like I even had to do it with family members, like realizing like, hey, I'm feeding into what they do by me, oh bro, yeah, let's do it because I know that's what you're familiar with, so I'm just going, even though that's not something that I personally do at my own house, I'm gonna do it just because it's making you feel better, and that's just siding with what you still have in your flesh. So I think culturally different is showing people, hey, bro, I'm not about that, and I'm speaking out about it. No, you're not gonna see me like I was giving a couple guys a ride to work. I didn't have a car, so I'm like, most of the time when I first started getting in my car, I changed the songs I was listening to. I listen to Christian rap, but I changed the songs. Okay, let me. They're not used to this. But then after like the second time, I said, wait a minute. I said,
Oh, boy,
how am I
okay,
changing it?
man.
I said, this is my car. If you're gonna be in my car, you're gonna listen to what I listen to. And I realized after like the second time, dude was like, hey yo, bro, what this is, bro? And I was like, oh yeah, this is Christian rap. Like this is what I listen to. Like in reality, this is what I listen to on my like every day. He's like, oh bro, I like this, bro. This kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie, like it ain't what you usually hear. And I was like, hey, this kind of how it goes and going right now. So I think that's where I'm kind of being culturally changed to do. It's kind of like, show people, hey, I'm not going, like you said, I'm not going for nothing.
Hey, boy, listen, hey, I almost got out my seat, boy. Listen, boy, I almost got out my seat, boy. Listen, boy, I almost got my seat. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. Damn, that was so well said, especially that part when you say you in the car, because I can align with that. I can align with that, and I appreciate that. This one for you, bro. That spirit just hit me strong just then while Cam was talking. So we're gonna continue going to scripture, 15, verse 15. It says, this is how you are to make it. The ark with be 450 feet long, 7 feet wide, 45 feet high. You are to make a roof finishing the size of the ark to within the 18 inches of the roof. You are to put a door on the side of the ark. Make it the lower middle upper decks. So I want you to think in this closely time that a lot of chaos is going and they watching this man build an ark. It's like I want you to envision that. A whole bunch of crap is going on. I'm sure it's not a scripture. I'm sure somebody was probably talking down on him and everything, right? But I want you to notice something. That's what I wrote down. Notice God gave no instructions and he just did it. He didn't ask for the big picture. He just did it. E, what instructions are you moving in front of because you are being impatient? And on my mama, this was written on my paper. I didn't write nothing. It just came from that. That was for you. I just wrote that today. You can't tell me spirit ain't present. Go ahead.
Wait, what you mean? What you mean with discretion?
What instructions have God given you? You're moving in front of the spirit. So what are you being impatient in?
And where I'm at, and where I'm at right now, like I told you, like how my mind is, like I'm very like I'm very ambitious, bro, and I feel like the sky's the limit. Like, and ever since I've been walking with God, bro, I just feel like it ain't nothing I can't do. So it's like I watch games, and when I see certain players on the screen, I'm like, bro, I could be up there. I can do this. So I overstep and just being present and where I'm at. Like, yeah, I still go do my job, but just being present and where I'm at and learning everything I need to learn because, bro, I want it all. Like, I want it all, and I don't want to sound greedy because I feel like I deserve it all in a sense where it's like everything I've been through, how patient and just how humble I've been. But right now it's moving me to impatience. Because like we just spoke about, like I ain't gonna speak on it too much, but before we got on the camera where I told you like what I was about to do, but it's cause like, bro, like, I know how hard I work, bro. I know how much blood, sweat, and tears and sacrifice I don't put into me being here. And like, let's not forget, like, when I'm home in the summer, I'm only home for 2 months. You feel me? Those 2 months I still gotta work on my game. I gotta be with my kids. You feel me? I still gotta be a person. So I'm sacrificing sometimes even being with my kids, like just to get to where I want to be at in my career. So it's like I think about that when I'm in this situation. I'm like, bro, like I ain't worked this hard this summer, not be around my kids like that to just be sitting in this situation. So I'll get impatient of wanting to move, bro. Like I wanna, I got to kick rocks. I gotta go because it's like I put it in. No, real talk. I put it in, bro. I really, Mo, I really like this is no like no exaggeration, bro. Blood, sweat, and tears. Like this whole summer, I was grinding through whatever, through the chaos, through how I felt mentally, to even through my spiritual journey, bro. I still was grinding and just feeling stuck. The question you had asked Cam when you was finna say, I thought you was finna ask me. I was finna tell you like I don't
Go
know.
ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know. Like I don't know what God is calling me to do culturally different. I don't know, bro, and it frustrates me so much because it's like
I got a question.
where what I gotta do.
Go ahead. Go
Go
ahead. Go ahead. Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
Cut
Go
you off.
ahead.
Let me
Go
cut
ahead.
you
Go
off.
ahead. Go ahead.
But I got a question, E. Yeah, and
Hmm.
it's real, right? Do you feel like you can do your plan better than God's plan?
Hmm. Mother trucker, boy.
Hey, yo, hey,
It's like,
arrogantly, like mentally, because I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think about that. I think about like you said, like when I'm in that space of being impatient, I think about my plan. Like I gotta get here. I got these goals. I wrote these goals down. But if we gonna talk spiritually, nah, I ain't got no chance. I ain't got a chance at all.
and so what I'm gonna say is because I can give you a biblical example of this, right? Because we want to tie this back to scripture as much as possible, and like not bashing at all, E, for real. But you gotta think about it. For Saul, right? Saul was told to do certain things when he would conquer lands. He got to keep some stuff for one land, and then one time God asked Saul, "Hey, give me all of it. Don't take anything for yourself. Give me all of it." But Saul, thinking in his mind that his plan was better, he took some stuff that God told him not to take. So what happened to Saul? That lost Saul's, what do you call that? Favor. That Saul lost God's favor with that, which in place put David there. You know what I mean? And you can kind of see how Saul took that. So you may feel like, man, I need to do my own thing. I can go this way. I can do this
That
and
was deep.
that.
I ain't gonna lie, that was deep. That was deep.
But in
That
that,
was deep.
in that way, you could be getting ready to pull yourself out of God's favor. Like you said, this was when you first started this and we started the podcast, you felt like this is a great place to be. You talked to God about
Hmm.
it, God put you here, and you felt like you need to be here. The team that you was with, y'all were doing great, y'all are still doing great. You leading in points and stuff like that. And again, we get to that point of patience and we're like, you know what? But I feel like you said, I'm feeling stagnant. But in that moment, the times that I felt stagnant, it just made me realize, like you said, you haven't picked up your Bible yet. We're only go as far as God will take us with what we let Him take us to, if that makes sense.
Man,
Nah, that
no,
do.
it does. It makes complete sense. It makes a lot.
So,
That was great. That was really good.
and I think right now you feel like, oh man, I don't. This is it, like it. But in reality, like you said, you ain't picked up your word again. It's a testament to our faith, bro. We're like we're not. We gotta really put faith in what we can't see. You want to see everything right now, the stats, this, that, everything, right? Like you said, coming off an MVP season, man. You know, now it's looking different. But in reality, you gotta think about it. David played that role. David didn't touch King for a while because he was being chased by Saul trying to kill him. So, and in that time, David was going through a lot of stuff. But he still rejoiced. He still, was in his word. He still was
Glory,
faithful to God, bro. So I think,
glory.
the position that you're in, you have a choice, because ultimately God's always going to let us make the choice. But I think you have a choice to either pull yourself out of God's favor or put yourself more in God's favor for that. So I think that's for anybody listening, if you're going through a season of how, E may be going, like, press in on God more. Maybe that's what
Man,
God's calling you to do. Press in a little bit more on Him, because again, hey, he's trying to overflow that cup, but we're not pouring more into our relationship with Him. And if we're not doing that,
I
then eventually
needed
the
this.
cup is going to run dry. And when that cup runs dry, what are we looking to do? We're looking to try to pour it
I
again.
ain't gonna lie.
It's
I
late.
needed this. I ain't even gonna
eh,
lie. That boy's about to make me cry. Like real
go
rap.
ahead. Listen, listen.
Nah,
And the thing
nah.
is, imagine you put that same energy you put into working out and put reading scripture and spend time with Him. Imagine you put that same effort. in that and doing this the same thing as well. Because
But another thing,
because go ahead, go ahead.
one thing I also do though, like in my mind, I know that if I do that, where it could take me, but it make me feel like that would be the only reason I would do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, you understand what I'm feeling like if I ain't doing it just authentically, like, let me just get into my word. And then I just get into the word like, oh God, I'm gonna go here with God. So let me do this. It makes me feel like I'm doing that because what I want from him and not what I'm trying to give him, like give him myself. It's like I want to take more than give. And I don't want to feel like that. So sometimes that's why I don't go to my Bible because it's not a good reason, but I feel like I would be a taker. I would be just trying to take, and I won't be serving. Like I won't even be trying to look to serve. I'll be looking to get. Let me get what I could get, because I know if I get with God, boom, I'm gonna go this high. And then I don't want to lose myself in the sense where it's like I done found a recipe to where I want to get at, and then
Yeah.
I lose my sense of serving, of like, all right, let me still be the same genuine person I am, because bro, I don't want to do that. I feel like that's what happened to me. Because you said the same way as working out, but go ahead.
See, that's when prayer comes in. So that intimate time of prayer, that's something I learned. Like my prayer time is, bro, I'm honest with God. So in those moments, you need to tell him, because that's just your heart posture. Everything always go back to the heart. That's your heart. So the thing is you have to change that and tell that, and you tell God that you want that to change. You just got
We're
to.
talking on all 10 today.
No, for real. That's E. That just shows you your awareness already. Like we just said earlier, you're dealing with flesh and spirit, right? But it
For
also
sure.
shows your heart posture to know that you're aware that he's still talking to you, because you're like, dang, I don't want to take. Enemy. So that's what I'm trying. That's why in those moments when you get up before you go to bed, you need to have that moment. You need to cut that. Matter of fact, we're gonna do it when we got this podcast. We're gonna do it. 'Cause I should have been obedient. 'Cause I was gonna do it before the podcast. Before this, after this podcast end, we're gonna get on FaceTime together. We're gonna have scripture. We're gonna have that prayer time. It's gonna be intimate and it's gonna be real. Those moments for me changed my life. When I told God I was hurting, but you think I lost my dad? You think I felt?
I'm already knowing.
How you think I felt? You think I was? You think I was like, God, I'm happy? Man, no, I told God how I felt. But that pain made me, bro. Now when I look at somebody and they dealing with pain, I look at them with a place of love. So that was supposed to happen, bro. That's why I'm able to love on Cam the way I am, bro. I felt the pain came, he came. I felt the same pain. Contemplating if I want to kill suicide, I kill myself. So I'm trying to tell you, bro. My main goal is for you hey, I'm winning souls, bro. That's my main goal every day. Is win a soul, invite somebody to church, pray for them, and being more bold than that. I don't care if I look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's my main goal. It's not $1 million. It's to know Christ, win so I gotta love my wife. I gotta do those things. That's my main goal with life, bro. And I want to do the same thing for you. I'm gonna keep pouring it to you. Me and Ken will keep pouring to you. And I'm telling you, bro, it's no titles. It's not who's better than who, because in the world we all sinners. We all trying to strive towards one thing, and that's the kingdom of heaven. It ain't even here.
Cheaper sinners. But bro, listen, I want to read this because you said something about your heart. Bro, Proverbs 4:23.
I already know what this is, but
All else, for is the source of life. Don't let your mouth speak dishonestly, and don't let your lips talk deviously. Let your eyes look forward. Fix your gaze straight ahead, bro. It's simple as that, bro. You know, it. We say guard our heart, and there's a reason to it, because we have to guard our heart from the things of the world. You know, like we think that being like, oh, from the, stuff like that, but it also means we have to guard our heart for the things of our faith. So, bro, that's what I had for you, because I was sitting on that. That's why I started, going crazy. Yeah. Okay.
my fault, y'all. I'm gonna finish this, verses 17 to 22. Understand that I'm bringing a flood from waters on earth to destroy every creature under the earth, heaven, and breath of life in it. Everything on earth will perish. I will establish my covenant with you, and you will enter the ark with sons and your wife and your son's wife. You also to bring into the ark two of all living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive with you, two of everything, from the birds according to their kinds, and from the livestock according to their kinds, and from the animals that crawl on ground according to their kinds. Will come to you so you can keep them alive. Take with you every kind of food that is eaten, gather it, for them. And Noah did this. And this last part hit me. He did everything that God commanded him. He didn't question. He just did it. And it brings me to my last question. Is obviously basically almost more of a statement. It says one of the hardest things is being obedient in the middle of your pain. That's a statement I got. I didn't realize who it was for, but that's what I said. I repeat it. It was one of the hardest things is being obedient in the middle of your pain. And then the last thing I said basically was, what was the hardest season for you? I don't know if I stated this wrong. While being obedient. So, for example, the hardest thing for me in my pain season, today I went to my third funeral in a year, third in a year. I found myself getting frustrated, anger, because like I said, men, that's what we know how to do, get mad. And I instilled a bad habit through funerals to hide my pain. So then it's crazy the habits you do in your mind and your soul. So I'm sitting in there, I'm not even crying. My mama had lost her best friend. And the thing is, it was hard seeing your mom right there, you can't do nothing for her. It's our third funeral, bro. So I'm sitting there like I'm mad. And then so I find myself the anger just getting up more and more. I'm more snappy, I'm going off just on certain things. A lot of things are bothering me. Yeah, I did something different. If anybody listen to this, I ain't go to no weed. I ain't go to no alcohol. I didn't call that toxic friend. I didn't go to that Netflix show. I didn't play that video game. I went straight to this. And I'm gonna share something with y'all after the fact. I'm on my knees. I told my wife, I texted, I said, babe, I need you. And my wife had to go to a game. And I don't know what came over me, bro, but I know it was that spirit. And bro, I know a lot of y'all, bro. I'm on my knees. I'm praying to God. I'm telling him how I feel and how I'm current in my current situations. I'm like, bro, I give you it all, bro. I'm a, I'm gonna do. I know I'm experiencing these things for a reason. Before you know it, bro, I fall on the ground. No lie to y'all. And I'm speaking in tongues, bro. I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, bro, what's going on? But I say, you know what? I'm just going because sometimes I try to hold back from those things because I want to seem crazy. And bro, I just let it happen, bro. In the middle of the pain, do it with him, bro. And I guarantee you, you're just gonna have a sense of peace. And he's gonna walk you through everything that you're going through, brother. And the thing is, I didn't know why I was doing this. Ask Cam. But now, as I got scripture tied to it, 'cause I'm also gonna say I'm in it with this. And then obviously I have that answer the question. What I just did, I was uncomfortable doing, tying this scripture to what I'm doing. But God wanted me to be obedient in that. So anybody that's listening to this, that's my first time ever doing it. And God been wanting me to do this, but I was letting that enemy feed me these lies, right? Tell him I'm illiterate, these things. You don't know what you're talking about. So you know what? I'm gonna do it. I have to do it in the middle of the pain. I gotta do it. I'm not feeling like doing it. When you do it, and people don't do it when you feel like it, because you'll never do it.
Do it.
So that's where I'm at. Obviously, I'll let y'all answer it. So what was the hardest time in that season being obedient while you were in your pain? I'll let you go first, Cam. Basically, that's basically what was the hardest thing, like why you was feeling your pain, but you know what you had to be, but God was telling you to be obedient with something. What was that? And what things did you do to get through those things? So, for example, you feeling that pain, right? And you could have easily went to culture things, but what allowed you to be obedient while you were in the middle of that storm? Like what was you doing? Like some things you can tell somebody that's dealing with something, not to be in the same position you was in.
I don't even know. Because when I think about every time I go through pain, I'm like, what am I doing? And it's always just going back to him. So like, geez, it's tough. It's a tough question. I'm not gonna lie. That's a tough question, but it's great. But no, I think whenever I'm going through that pain, that I kind of have to put aside. I definitely, for myself, I have to say selfishness. Uh, are ruled by me not being selfish anymore. When I think of and when I say selfishness, people like to think of selfishness from a point of to someone else, and it is ultimately, but it's being selfish to God. Like not trying to forgive somebody or something like that is a selfish act from not really the person. It's me being selfish to what God is calling me to do, because how can I do something that God has done for me plenty of times? He's forgiven me. He's shown me grace. He's provided for me, even in the times where I've ultimately neglected him. And that's why I asked you, well, do you feel like your plan is better than God's? Because it's been plenty of times where I felt, God, your plan not working for me. So I want to do my plan. And a lot of those times my plan always kind of, especially my mental battle, it always led me to being selfish of, you know, taking my own life, all those suicidal thoughts. And it was more so me like, okay, well, why am I here? Well, what am I being selfish to of myself that I'm not saying, okay, God, this is what it is that you call me to do. Like, how do I get outside of myself at the end of the day? We don't live a life. We always say we don't live a life for ourselves. We're always living a life for someone else, and the word says that, And I think now that I've looked at it, I kind of look at, again, how does my walk, how do I speak, how do I do things outside of selfishness that makes me more selfless for my family, for the people around me, for my son, these type of things that I, go through, and just being like, okay, cool. Like I'm not gonna put myself over everybody else. I'm not gonna put myself over God, because ultimately, again, that's who I'm doing it before. My life now goes God, my wife, my son. Family, everybody else comes into play, but it's like, okay, I'm not being selfish to my wife first. I'm being selfish to God first. So how am I working my way back to Him through all of this? How am I saying, I'm dying to myself right now to we like to say we hanging up our flesh, right? Like, how am I nailing my flesh back to the cross to where I don't have to worry about me letting Him come down and comforting my flesh. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's what I the way that I've been kind of working through, um, when I don't want to, but I have to.
I'm sorry. I was just envisioning something. I'm sorry. What about you? E?
I've never did it.
That's real.
That's right.
I've never did it. Like whenever I'm going through pain, I either sit in my thoughts or, do something that I ain't supposed to do to get out of it. And it's more so like I feel like I'm doing that now. Like when you was asking the question and you was speaking, like I was just in my head, bro, I'm doing the same thing I was doing when I was in pain this time, that time. Like I tried to think of a year. I was gonna say 2017, but I wasn't talking to God like that. Like I wasn't even speaking to God, like, cause I was just so angry, like in a sense where it's like, bro, you done saw me put this work in, and now I ain't got no job to go overseas. Like I'm saying, like you told me this was for me, like this what you told me. My grandma told me she seen it. You said this was for me, so I trusted in you, and it's nothing. So I'm more so, I've always done the same things, but I always found a way to get out of how I felt because of I had faith in what I was supposed to do. Saying never was obedient in the sense where it's like I still was praying, I was talking to God. I can say 100% of the time, like I was pretty selfish. Not selfish in the sense where I'm like angry, but I just ain't want to talk to nobody. And that's how I get like when I'm going through something. I don't want to speak. I don't want to talk. Like I just want to be by myself. Cause I just be feeling like don't nobody get me. Like don't nobody understand me. Like I can explain it a million times and it's gonna be like the same old, yeah, bro, you good though. You doing this? It's like, nah, I ain't good. I'm telling you I ain't good. So I'm explaining it to you how I'm not good. So I just come to the point where it's like, bro, I don't want to speak. I ain't got nothing to say. And then boom, if I'm in the crib just by myself, not speaking, not talking, I'm watching TV, I got a bottle of wine. And it's like boom, another bottle of wine come. And it's like that's how I get out of how I felt. Like you get what I'm saying? Like trying to get out of that pain. Instead of just going to God, talking to God, I always turn to like something that I'm not supposed to do. So it's like I've never done it. Like I need to try it though for sure, but I've never done it. Like we're gonna be real, but I've never done it before.
It's going to do for you because yeah, you are authentic in your truth. You could have easily just lied, but you spoke truth, and you're gonna bring many souls to Christ, bro. I really do see that for you.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was thinking about that the other day, like in a
You
blank thought. I'm like, bro, remember I told you the feeling of my be being a pastor, and I always try to like run away from that. And I was just sitting thinking like, bro, why I feel like a lot of people gonna come to me and like want to talk about like Christ or like how I get out of this. And I'm gonna just be like, bro, like go to these guys right here. Like these two
know,
guys I'm talking to, go to them. But yeah, nah, it was kind for me. It was kind of scary because it's like I told you how I felt about that, like in that sense, and it's like, bro, like I don't want to lead nobody astray. I don't ever want to be false or like tell somebody something that don't apply to their life. So it's like kind of a fear for me, but I think I'm gonna get out of that. But it's definitely kind of a fear for me for sure.
You can bring people to Christ I can't bring. Cam can bring people to Christ I can't bring. Also with me. That's why even a holistic approach with church, think of greeter, right? That's why, if anything, that greeter is very important. If it's welcoming, it's not judgmental. You're not looking like what they got on, and welcome, enjoy the service. Then they get in, then they get to the ushers, different that. Before the pastor even get on stage, bro, everybody plays a part. And that's why it's so important for us to be unified. Because like I don't know how it feels to have daughters. I don't know how it feels to be overseas and do what you're doing. I don't. So the thing is, when how I know Cam do this, like I got some people in Christ I do it with, we align people with they have the same experiences, the same background. It's a team thing. It's not an ego. It don't gotta be all me. That's where delegation comes in. So the thing is, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are listening to this and they always say, hey, I can chat myself to eat. And me and Cam don't got no ego towards that.
None.
Same thing with Cam. What approach he got going on. Hey, I got somebody for you, Cam. Me and Cam just did it earlier. He called me
I
about
was
about a
just
brother.
thinking that. I was
He
just
called me about
thinking
a.
that.
He could have easily be like, oh no, he called me. Hey man, I got somebody. Plant City. Da, 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 da. I said, oh Lakeland, not far from that. X slide through. And the thing is, I didn't want to have a point where I'm not reachable and get my phone number. Get my phone number. He text me, hit me. When it's over, bring it into Christ. So the same thing's gonna start happening to you. And bro, you just gotta. I low key think you low key know what the calling is. It just don't align with what you wanted it to be, and
You
you
still
keep
right.
running from it.
Don't be a Jonah.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Don't be a Jonah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. The spirit been talking to you too much today because I felt the same thing. I just never was gonna bring that up and say that out my mouth, but I felt the same thing. Yo, you gotta chill because I'm sweating now. You gotta chill. What is he talking about, man? Come on, man. Oh,
No, you know, because usually,
man.
especially once you start praying and you start seeing things, God gonna get. He gonna get. Look, we just talked about it with Noah. He didn't give nobody else that. He gave Noah the instructions. And I'm sure people looking at him, they probably done bashed him. They probably talked about like, "What you doing?" Everybody didn't go on that boat. Everybody didn't go on there. So, E, where you going? Everybody can't get in there. You can't take everybody with you. But thing is, you can bring a lot of people with you as well, though. And that's the hard part. You gotta know how to navigate with both, and being able to deal with that pain, your disappointment. E, you can align your daughters with Christ. You can change the trajectory for your family. Start getting them to go to church. Yeah, they can go to a basketball game. We can do that. Yeah, we can go to a sporting outlet. Yeah, we can go watch a boxing match. But who we inviting to church? I'm holding myself to that count. I wasn't doing that. Yeah, come watch this boxing match with Mayweather. Pay that $30 or $90 for that pay-per-view. Get the pizza. Get all that. Get everything going. Sunday, crickets. I was scared to do that. I don't know if they want to go. Now? And man, come to church, dog.
Man, I just did that
Hey,
today.
come in.
I just did, bro. Listen, literally the same way he did, bro. I was so like timid to do it. Like invite people. I sometimes don't even invite people to listen to our podcast,
Yeah,
and
I'd be
that's
like
and that's
that too.
something I enjoy doing. You know what I mean? But it was like I don't know if I can tell y'all this for real. You know what I mean? Dude came in today, dude from Tampa. I didn't care. I see him walking back through the mall. I was like, "Listen, so you got a church home?" Ah, nah, I'm not even from here. Hey, well, listen, when you do come up here, I got one for you. You know, you don't live here, but when you come to visit, come to this place. You ain't got to be home and away from home and not go to church. Something me and my wife always try to do is go to church even when we're not home, no matter what it is. It's just what we do because it's still something to be in the presence. You know what I mean, bro? So, hey, get back in the word, bro. Don't be no Jonah. Hey, if you want to figure out what happens, go read Jonah, bro.
No, I
Man,
don't know.
look, hey, he ran
I don't
and
know
got. No
too.
matter what he did, bro, he was gonna be put back where God needed him to be at, and that's again, no matter how much you run right now, bro. He's gonna put you back where he needed to be at.
Look, he put you back in France.
Yeah,
He put you right back. So that means he's trying to tell you something. You're just not being obedient.
There's work to be done, my guy.
for sure, most definitely.
Work to
I
be
ain't gonna
done.
lie. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all boys always do it to me. Every time. Every time y'all boys always do it to me. Oh man.
Because if everybody listen to this, we see somebody go astray, right? At the flock, gonna grab you, bro. We're going, and the thing is, it's no judgment. It happens, bro. I done stood away from the face. I done got lost. So me and Cam, we both, so we understand that we talking about testimonies, bro. You're just gonna be a testimony. And if everybody listen to this, guess what you just did? Your story just redirect them to Christ. This moment just went, hey, just want to soul. I'm calling that. They just want to soul back to Christ. They're going back to church. Their family going back to church. So if you wasn't obedient in that, you already showed obedience with your openness. You didn't have to be open with that. You just brought somebody back to Christ. I'm speaking that boldly. Well, I feel like that was just amazing.
That I love. Yo,
Like
listen,
I love y'all.
I was excited because I knew this was gonna be like this, man. I like this.
And so everybody listen to this, like just be obedient, man, and everything, any season that you in, don't question it, and just be in the word, bro. While you joyful, while you sad, while you mad, do everything. Because we usually do that other stuff with culture stuff. Well, before we end, I was trying to figure out the final spade who to give it to. Since it's been so long, I want to get to both of y'all. So
I
I
like
don't
that.
know who want to go.
E,
Who
you
I
got
don't
it
know who
first.
want to
E,
go first.
you got it
Oh,
first.
you
E.
got it first.
Oh man.
Yeah, you got it first. E.
You got it first.
Spade. Wait, what it is again? Like what do I see? Like just like a saying, like
It's
something
on
out?
you. Final spade. Like that's it. Like a mic drop.
Basically just never let the situation you in or like based upon like how you feel, like keep you feeling like you stagnant or you losing in life or like everything is falling apart because for me, the situation I'm in, I feel like everything falling apart, but I'm still functional. So basically, just keeping that faith and just staying true to like who you are. Like just always remembering who you are, like through Christ, not only just through like worldly things or like who people say you are, like, but just truly knowing yourself, like knowing who you are and just navigating through everything how you navigate through it. But don't allow those things to make you feel like you're less than or you're not where you need to be or where you want to be. Just stay true and be strong.
That's strong. I like that. I appreciate that. Go ahead, my boy Clizzy, my boy Clean Cam. That's what I'm gonna start calling Clean Cam.
Listen,
Double K.
boy, I think I'm gonna start by saying this. Harvard's there, but the workers are few. Whoever's listening to this, you may feel like you aren't called to, move in something, or you're being again stagnant to move to it. Again, we share our testimonies on here all the time, but your testimony means something to somebody. Whatever you're grateful for this year, even if you just share what you're grateful for this year. I mean, looking back at how I started the year, I attempted to commit suicide on January 3rd. Now I'm sitting here, closer to the end of the year, having, a better relationship with Christ, a better understanding what my calling is, where my purpose is going. I have the pod, with these guys, man, these amazing two guys right here, right? I have the pod with these two guys. I have a Bible study with a couple, a couple of my friends. We're diving deeper into the Word together. Ministered my first message this year. Like, there's so much that from January 3rd, if you would have told me I did all that, I was going to do all that, I would have told you that you were crazy. So I want you to know that wherever you started at this year, look back at where you are now, and then look at how much God is willing to bless you into the next year. And it doesn't have to just wait till the next year; it can start now. Whatever you may feel like you're called to, whatever you may feel like you need to do, get into. You've been thinking about joining the praise team, right? Join it. Put yourself out there and be patient with all of it. He has his best. He has our best interest in mind all the time, no matter what we think it is. And even when we do something outside of what he's called us to do, he'll still make it work for his good. So I don't mean to go out there and start just doing random stuff now. Don't do that. It's not what I said. But follow his word and be open, be obedient. Be willing to say yes when you don't want to say yes. Like we said today, man, just really lean in on what God is calling you to do, and I guarantee next year is going to look completely different. I mean, even for us right now, the way it's looking and shaping out, I'm excited for what he has to come, in the next year. And I'm ready to bring that forth to you guys. But I'm also been patient and obedient to even answer the call for yes, even when it doesn't make me want to, even when I don't want to say yes, because I'd be like, I'm busy, But never be too busy for God. Always make time for him, and really, like I said, lean in that relationship with him, because he's arms open. So run in. That's my final spade.
That's my guy. That's my guy, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate everybody that's listening to this. Also, as Cam, everybody was talking. If you got any prayer requests, just hit us. Any prayer requests, any guidance you need, what things we got us here because we didn't get here alone. It took a village. So with us, we want to create other villages with other people. So any help you need, just hit us on. Hit us, comment, whatever it is. We ain't here for the glorification because the only person that get that is God. That's it. That's the main reason we do what we do. We got some stuff lined up. Got some things coming. Cam, he doing his little thing. I ain't gonna tell you yet. I want to say it, but I'm only gonna tell E because I know Cam don't want me to say nothing, so I ain't gonna share the news.
We're gonna say
But just
after we
know,
get off this.
just,
You know what
just
I mean?
yeah, just know we got some things coming. It's fire because my boy is creative. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm
My boy is creative.
excited.
That's it. But we got some things coming. But appreciate y'all. Make sure you give us a follow wherever it is.
Peace.
Peace.
And I think it's gonna stop whenever it actually decides to stop. Sorry.
Well, Spade family, that is it for today's episode. As we close, remember that obedience isn't just about following instructions. It's about trusting God's heart even when the path isn't clear. So may you continue to walk with faith, courage, and a willing spirit, knowing that obedience only draws us closer to his purpose. Until next time, Spade family, stay faithful and stay encouraged. Peace.